What's up, guys? ENDGAME here, back with some more Idle Heroes, and today there's something we haven't really touched base on that much because we previously didn't have much information, but the transition temple, the actual level of the temple, is going to be very important. Number one, on how you build these transition heroes, because in reality, you can't just take one all the way to max. You actually have to build your whole account up steadily, and not only that, but the number of heroes that you have in here are going to give you buffs in combat just as strong as Giant Killer and Defier to a point. It's going to take a long time, and guys, I expect this power system to be like the new Cloud Island. This is a very, very long-term power gain system, so don't be like, I can't max it immediately. It sucks. It's going to take a very, very, very long time. So let's jump right into it. Let's talk about the Transition Temple. So this is it right here. If you guys don't remember how to get to it, it's literally one of the buttons right down here. You go to the Transition Temple, and this is very important because leveling it up is going to take something very specific. You might be wondering, what are these Origin, Core, Surge, Polystar, Chaos, Nirvana numbers? Well, it looks like to see how you upgrade through these, you have to get to each single one of them individually. It says Transition Heroes to designated rank level 100 to upgrade the temple. So it looks like you need 3 heroes at Origin, and of course if you come back over, actually no, I think you can look at it right here, right? Nope, you can't. So I think you have to come back over to your hero. Here it is right here. So Origin is the first one. This is going to give you the new 1-star icon up here. Origin is essentially the first tier, and that's going to unlock specific things in your actual tree here. If we come back over and just take a look at like this right here, you'll notice the icons here are pretty much linked up. Actually, no, they're not. Wait, I thought I totally misunderstood this. I thought so these are just the badges you get for that. Okay, all right, that makes sense. Nirvana, of course, is going to be the maxed out one all the way down here. So it's almost like it just keeps filling more pieces in for the icon. Very interesting. Even I learned something right there that I didn't previously know. But essentially what that means is in order to get this hero up, you need 3 heroes getting Origin. So that means you're going to have to power 3 heroes up equally. You're not going to be able to take one hero all the way to Nirvana immediately. This is going to be an excursion right here. So as you can see here, when your temple level is level 1, which it starts out at, you can have 3 at Origin, and then you can have 2 and 1 up here. So the most you can do is have 1 hero up to the 3rd one, which is called Surge. So that is something to keep in mind. In order to upgrade them even further, you have to get up to Divine Power 2-star, which is very interesting, and you need to have the temple level up to 4. And if you really look at it, it takes all the way to level 10 before you can get your first Nirvana hero, and you can see how many heroes you can slot into the other tiers below it. So again, this is very much a system where you're going to be leveling up different heroes at the same time. Once you get 3 to core, it looks like you can level it up. Sorry, if you get 3 to Origin, then it's going to level it up. I don't know what the next step is because we literally can't see it, and nobody knows because nobody's that far, not even on tap yet. Again, this is going to be a very, very long excursion, but there's something very important in this. You're going to want to make sure you're focusing on very specific heroes to get progression, because I think essentially what this is basically how you're going to power up your team to get past these void bosses, because I've seen videos on tap of the boss fights at difficulty 1-10. It's a very difficult fight. I'm going to tell you guys, we might even struggle with this. You have no clue. And then, of course, you can see it's going to be an excursion. It's going to be a very long-term power system gain, and you're going to have to focus on very specific heroes to try to make progress there. Now, we talked about all that, and again, you can read if you want here. This is going to be the new icon. Divine Power is the sum of the Transition Temple level and the Divine Power of the Destiny Transition. The available quantity of heroes will be different, have different ranks and affected different levels. The quantity of them is also dependent on the temple level. And then you upgrade the level to accommodate more transition heroes. The upgraded temple can also provide more Divine Power bonuses. And that's the big thing I want to talk about next year. Now, as you move up these levels, if you click this icon up here, this actually shows you the Divine Power gap. Now, I don't know exactly what they mean by gap. I don't know if that means like if you have a high or you have a more star gap to the enemy, I don't know. It says heroes with the higher divine power will dominate the battle. Deals extra damage and takes less damage. Takes effect after the total damage is calculated, which means this damage resistance is overpowered. You know, at 1 star, not a big deal. 10% damage boost, 10% damage resistance. Not that big of a deal, but if you look at the very late game, which is something even the whales can't even do right now, Megalodons, you're going to be getting upwards of 150% damage boost and 80% damage resistance. And again, it says takes effect after the total damage is calculated. So I think what that means is after you've applied damage reduction, all damage reduction, armor, all those effects, this is like the ultimate damage reduction in the game. And I think this is what you need to strive for in order to progress in the invasion bosses in the Void campaign. But again, if you can get up to even lower levels here, that's doesn't seem to be that bad overall. So this right here looks like it shows you when you can get to the certain divine power. So you get to your first one at temple level 3. Don't know how that's going to go on as far as like upgrading, but temple level 3 gives you 1 star. That's your first boost. Those buffs are going to be very slow coming, I think. This only goes up to 9, but technically there's 15. So figuring out exactly the math behind this is going to be interesting. I'm sure it also is going to take into account the number of actual, I mean, I feel like it's going to take the stars into consideration for your actual heroes as well. Because it says the sum of the transition temple level and divine. Well, I don't know. Because the destiny transition is essentially this button right here. So I'm guessing, yeah, as you unlock these and you get levels, which we should be able to do our first activate tonight, which is going to be really interesting at reset, see how that actually plays out. So yeah, maybe that's what it is. Maybe the total number of stars you can get plus your divine power gets to this. So maybe 15 isn't too hard, and this is going to be really important, but I have no clue how this damage is going to work out, and it's going to be interesting to see. So let me know what you guys think about this. It's interesting. It's another power level that seems like it's not gated strictly behind money. I mean, money helps because you need to have a more powerful account. But it's not like you're just going to straight up be buying these left, right, and center. However, I do think that these guys right here, the divine power aurora gems, are going to be coming from events maybe as early as this week's special event. So that's why they've made Core of Origins easier to get, because these divine power aurora gems might be the new premium event currency that you'll see, or event rewards that you'll start see hitting, because of course you can grind them up slowly here and you can claim them through battle once you've beaten 2-5, but gonna be interesting to see how this plays out. Let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment down below, hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys next time.